The word, the bird, bird,
Hey,
bird.
bird is
Bird
the
is
word.
the word.
Bird,
Bird, bird, bird.
bird
Have
is
you
the
heard
word.
about the bird?
Bird.
It's the bird, bird, bird. Is something the word. This is
No.
the existential crisis episode. First subject is climate change. Second subject is nuclear warfare. Shut up. I'm not dying.
And third subject is how we're going into a massive recession right now.
No.
yeah.
Feel it
No,
coming.
it's fine.
Dude,
it's
stocks
fine.
are down. Stocks are tanking.
You two are the
Yeah.
only bums who invest in stocks here.
Bombs? I think you mean
They're tanking.
financially.
Okay, how about the entire rest of the United States adults? It is tanking.
Sir, I go to a
Yeah.
business
Oh, but
school
Donald
and
Trump,
nobody invests in
but he's
stocks here,
great.
except like two people. I know like two people who are in stocks here. One is my roommate, and two, yeah, I see you. Don't worry, I know. And and two,
So he knows then how he's lost lots of money.
oh
in
yeah,
the
he's
past
cooked.
2
Yeah,
weeks.
he
I've
says
lost,
he's
like-
made him money, so he's fine.
He says he's made him.
That's why I should just say.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
no, but Donald Trump's tariffs, good idea, good idea.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Even though we've
definitely lower the
immediately
price
gone
of
into a
eggs.
recession afterwards.
Yeah. How much to lower the
But they
price
were
of
good
eggs? I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to jeopardize all of our allies, make all of them hate us, turn us into like North Korea, and I'm ready to lower the price of eggs.
Of course.
And maybe get
Just
measles.
to
Maybe
not-
get measles
Just
too.
to end up not lowering the price of eggs.
I
because
think
that's
this
not
is
how
all
economics
getting
works.
edited out.
No, come on, Tony. They need to know. They need to know that we are followers of Ted Kaczynski. Okay, we need to
I don't
become.
even know who that is.
I don't even know who that is.
And this is why we're great.
Today's
political
subject.
journalists.
This is why we're
Ted Kaczynski.
okay. No, it was my dad's birthday a couple days ago, and we went out to dinner.
It's
I knew it. I knew it. My mom said it wasn't. I knew it.
Oh, did you do that?
Yeah. And I was we were talking, and I told my mom that I'd started the podcast, but I told her not to listen to it until like episode 4 or 5. And so we're like, we're a little more like we can get the audio stuff figured out, the visual stuff, and then obviously like the sound effects and the theme. Once I have like all that fleshed out, then I'll let her watch it. But she just decides to bring it up in front of my dad.
Thank you,
Like we're just,
Vanessa.
it's like kind of silent. We're eating
You're
dinner,
very welcome.
and all of a sudden
Do
goes,
you like this flavor?
so Anthony, do you
Oh,
want
I
to tell
love
Dad
this
about the podcast you started? And I was like, why? Why'd you gotta
You
tell
must
him?
play
Like
Georgiana
you
Gibson
didn't need to tell him.
Sports.
And
Okay.
my dad's like, what subject? Like what kind of podcast is it? And
I'll
I'm like,
probably be right back.
oh, you know, we just like
After this
talk
coffee.
about whatever.
Yeah.
And he's
It
like,
should be wide
it's
open.
not a gaming podcast. And I was like, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't. It might
Not
be
yet.
a gaming
We kinda
podcast.
talked
I'm like,
about
it'll
it, not
probably
yet.
be a gaming podcast, but you know, we
I
haven't
feel
gone
like
that far.
with all of our like main hobbies being that, we'll eventually
yeah.
talk about it at some
It'll
point.
eventually be right.
On that subject, I was reading the news on Steam because the Steam News is the only news page I actually look at, and
The only news you know about.
The only-
yeah, they're bringing back BlizzCon 2026, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh,
In
too bad
Anaheim.
Blizzard's like sucks.
Yeah, I'm like, what do they have? They just released. Well, no, they didn't. Avowed wasn't even by Blizzard. It was by, like, I think it was Activision. Some
Yeah,
company that.
What is Blizzard's like most recent release? Is it
Uh,
Diablo 6 or
Diablo
whatever the new
4.
Diablo is?
6.
Diablo 4?
Yeah.
6.
Because Avowed, let me look it up. Avowed was made by Obsidian, and yeah, but they advertised it a lot on like Blizzard.net.
Wait, Obsidian Games, the guys who made
Obsidian
New Vegas.
Entertainment.
Oh shit! See, wait, was Avowed good?
No, Avowed
I have no
has been said to be really bad so far.
No. Well,
As per
Uh,
all games are nowadays, unless they're like.
Oh whoa,
Up
yeah,
in
they
the
have
indie
Outer
developer.
Wilds 2, Outer Wilds Grounded,
Wait, Outer
uh,
Wilds is good though.
Pillars of Eternity, and Avowed. A sad stain to put on this beautiful track record and Pentiment.
Yeah,
I heard
that is a
Pillars of
beautiful
Eternity was
track
really good
record
though.
right
Isn't
here.
it similar to like just like a Diablo type game?
I have no idea. The only games
What
I
was the
played from them is Grounded.
Newest Diablo type game that came out.
Diablo 4. Or
No,
you're
no, the
talking
one
about
that was-
Path of Exile.
Oh,
That's
Path
right.
Exile.
Path of
The one-
Exile
the one-
is
West
incredible.
Virginia.
Have you guys played Path of
Yeah.
Exile?
No.
No.
Oh
I've
my
only-
god!
All
It
I
is-
know about Path of Exile is that Elon Musk faked his,
Yes,
you know.
Yeah. That's
Path
all
of
I know
Exile
about it.
is everything Diablo 4 should have been. Like Path of Exile is so beautifully made. The graphics are insane for the type of game it is. The gameplay is genuinely super fun, and it's got some like really interesting mechanics for someone who's like new. Because Path of Exile 1 is really similar from what I've heard, except that the scope is like way bigger, and a lot of endgame stuff is like they're adding a ton of new endgame stuff for the second game. But coming from Diablo, Path of Exile is just like a huge breath of fresh air for that genre of game. It's so fun. Like genuinely, over winter break, I was hardcore addicted. I think I racked like 70
I saw you play the hell out of that,
hours
yeah.
in like almost 6 or 7, like in a week. I put hours into that game fast, like really fast. And I love it.
No, I know a lot of streamers did as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because what's his face? Asmongold was like interested in playing it, and then he talked to Pirate Software about it. And then Pirate Software got flamed for talking with Asmongold.
For talking to Asmongold.
Which is like, I get if you don't agree with Asmongold's views, that's fine. But if you're gonna flame Pirate Software for talking to the guy, like
that is
that's like if Cutie Cinderella got Elon Musk on her like stream. Like, are they gonna flame Cutie? Like, how dare you bring Elon into your fucking stream?
I would kill to see Elon Musk on Fear and
dude.
Elon Musk to just
He's
see
gonna be on
Elon
Fear
Musk and Hassan talking would be I would kill for that.
But
wait, Elon Musk versus Hassan? Oh my god.
See, I'd kill for that.
It's like those videos on YouTube, like
I
20 Republicans go against 1 liberal.
Oh, it just happened. It was 20 Republicans versus 20. Was it Republicans? MAGA?
It was
versus,
one progressive
Sam Cedar.
versus like MAGAs or something.
Yeah,
dude, there was this one kid. I finally met this kid the other day. I got a story and a half to tell. So there was this one clip, Tony. I could send it to you later, and you could edit it into the pod. There's this one clip.
I got YouTube up.
Of what's the like big Republican guy that like tours around and like goes like, I like destroyed 15 liberals, 15 dumb liberals.
Are you talking about Ben Shapiro?
No, not Ben Shapiro. He like goes to colleges and stuff.
Yeah, that's Ben Shapiro. Oh, there's a few of them. Hold on. There's a few of them. I think they're a part of the same like
What's his
jig.
name? This is a horrible podcast segment because I can't think of his goddamn name. Charlie Kirk.
Who?
That's
Charlie
right.
Kirk.
I remember. Yeah.
So Charlie Kirk came to Oregon State, and this one
Let me get a picture from.
No way.
This one kid goes on to his and he got his TikTok video made out of it, and he goes, "How's Donald Trump gonna keep me smoking them cigs, and he keep them zins in my mouth?" And this kid has become like a low-key legend at the school just because how dumb this kid is. Like, you can tell when he's talking that like his mouth moves faster than his brain is processing it, and his brain has to like pause, and then his brain has to like catch up to what he's saying. So I finally actually saw this kid in person the other day, and he's goddamn hilarious. Cause he like talks like kind of slow, and he kind of got a dumb like talk, and then he pauses every second, and you could tell when he paused, he's like really thinking. He's like really thinking. And I was also high at the moment when I saw it, when I met him for the first time, and my brain was still thinking faster than this kid.
So Charlie Kirk is like the crazy Republican dude, and so he just goes to like colleges to get nerfed by.
He goes to colleges to like talk to college students and like prove them correct or prove them wrong on their beliefs or something. I don't know.
What is the?
I don't know
point?
what he does.
Is there like a train in the background of you right now?
Yeah, we have a train that goes.
Okay, I was gonna say.
This is why I'm very glad we're doing separate audio, because if there's like say Pearson's roommate starts talking to him while in the middle of one of us talking in the video, I can just turn Pearson down and then turn him back up, and it won't come through. Instead of like hearing exactly what we hear when this is going on. But yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen like Ben Shapiro talk, but like one of my good friends, you guys remember Matthew? His first roommate, when he first went to his college, his first roommate was this kid. I think his name was Ivo, and apparently Ivo was like a huge MAGA. like huge MAGA supporter. And I met the guy, and he was a nice guy. Like, he wasn't a mean guy. He was very nice, very polite. What I heard from Matthew was that he would watch like Trump debates and like videos full volume in the dorm room.
And you'd just be like, yeah.
Oh my
Such
god.
a good point.
No, like literally.
Amazing point.
And
Beautiful, beautiful.
what made it worse was when I first met Ivo, it was in their dorm room, and on the train, on Ivo's side of the bed, there's just a giant Five Nights at Freddy's poster just on the wall. And I was like, that's got to be like the most, like, thank God Matthew's taken, because if he ever tried bringing a girl into that room, Lord have mercy, they are walking out the door.
Yeah.
Dude, this got to be the craziest crossover to be a FNAF fan, but also like a big MAGA.
Yeah. Apparently he
should have
dropped
made
out last semester, and so Matthew got a new roommate who's just like smokes a bunch of weed, but he's chill, I guess.
He's chill. That's my neighbor across the street. He's always smoking, and we smoked with him a few times. So like every night he'll come over, knock on our door, kunk 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 kunk. Hey, you guys trying to go out tonight? And it'll be like middle of the week, and we're all just like, I'm sorry, man. No.
You guys supposed to
Maybe on
smoke?
the weekend, but just not.
Like, can you? Is it like, I don't know the legality, because you're in a different state now. Like, what's the legality of weed in Oregon?
As an adult that is 100% 20, as a 21-year-old, it is 100% legal in Oregon, just like California.
I don't want to.
And you could like
incriminate you on a podcast.
And as long as you have a green card, if you're underage, I believe it's either 16 or 18, you can get a green card, like a medically approved green card.
Okay.
And that allows you to get by and smoke weed legally.
License to smoke, baby. Yeah.
The green is for the weed.
There's
It's
two types of
literally
green
called a
cards.
green card.
One to get in the country and one to live in the country, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my god. I wrote a list of things that I wanted to yap about.
Oh, me too. I got a list going as
Yeah.
well.
I
feel like a professional podcaster whenever I write something out on a list.
I know. I was like, oh shit. The first
Maybe
one
I don't need a list. I
The
can
first
just walk
one-
through conversations.
was my personal experience with setting up the first episode. The second one, Pearson and I can talk about together, because this is both of us in that god awful Helldivers match we played the other day.
Oh, that's also on my list too.
Yeah. The first one though is how awful the production and editing of last episode was.
No, that is great.
So
It's
like,
beautiful for sure.
no. The quality of the episode was awesome. Like, in terms of like the funnies, it was hilarious. I for context, I got to watch that episode 4 times through, start to finish. Because what happened was when we were recording it, right? Obviously, I'm like using OBS and everything to record this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't discern the file format that OBS exported to, which I didn't think I needed to, honestly. I thought OBS is recording a video. It's going to do some sort of standard video file. It's not going to give me like fucking 50,000 JPEGs and call it an MOV file. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And so we finish recording, and I find the file and whatever, and they're MKV files, and MKV files are the MKV Matroska video is a free open source multimedia container format. Whatever. It's a video file. Like, it does audio and video. And I was like, okay, cool. And I open it, and I can watch us back just fine. And I'm like, sweet, this is perfect. We won't have to worry that much about like the editing. So I put it into Premiere Pro, and all of a sudden Premiere Pro is like, can't read file, unrecognized compression file format. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? It's an MKV file. Like, how the fuck can you not read an MKV file? Try it again. Cannot read file format. Unrecognized, like, compression, bullshit, who. So I'm like, all right. I look up on Google, can Premiere Pro read MKV files? First thing that shows up on Google, Premiere Pro recently removed compatibility for MKV
That always
files.
sucks.
I'm like, what?
There's been like surprisingly a lot of times where I've like tried to do something, and then it's like, this feature was recently taken away.
They just got
It's like,
rid of
why
it.
has everything I try to do been recently removed?
Yeah. So I was like, shit. I have to convert the file to like MOV or MP4 somehow. So I was like, you know what's like specifically built for something like that? Adobe Media Encoder. And I was like, lit. I have Adobe Media So I was like, good Lord, Pearson, what did you do? Oh my God, was that a good bite? Did you enjoy that bite?
Pretty good bite. Pretty small bite. Protein bar.
What even is you eat now?
A protein bar.
What do you? Oh, okay.
What kind?
Oh man,
Not sponsored. Actually, no free promo. No free promo.
No free promo. I'm about to.
This episode was sponsored by
not Adobe because I'm about to smash Adobe. But I throw the file.
Okay, so you try to convert it.
Yeah, so I throw it into Media Converter, right? And first thing it gives me, unable to read file format, like unsupported compression type. I'm like, what the fuck? The whole point of Media Encoder is it takes media files, it converts it. Like, that's what it's built to do. And I look up, again, on Google, can Media Encoder read MKV files? Motherfucker. Adobe has recently removed access to MK. I'm like, how?
No.
How the fuck? So I'm like, okay, I'll try and go on like the internet and figure out like, you can do like MKV to MOV or whatever. And I look up on the internet and I find a bunch of sites, but none of them will let me do it because the file's over 1 gigabyte long because the file was like 1 hour and 23 minutes. So I was like, okay, fuck. What I ended up doing, and at this point, we had just like I did this right after we recorded the podcast, like right after Pearson and I got off Helldivers. It was like 11:30. I'm like, I think the only thing I'm gonna have to do is re-record the podcast in OBS and just have it export to an MOV file. So I sat my ass down at 11:30 and just played the video.
And screen recorded the whole video.
Screen recorded the whole
video
through OBS. Oh my God. I got a kick out of it though, because I had a great time just like watching the video over, and I caught a couple points. My roommate is dead asleep, so I'm trying not to giggle and wake him up while watching. Jackson, why are you so dark? Holy shit. There you go.
I'm sorry. This camera, I feel like maybe I'm just not good with the camera set. Hang on. Well, I have the brightness up so you can't see anything in the background. All right, pal, friend, mate. Okay, listen here. Listen up,
mate.
You little
buckaroo.
Bay Area bitch. Okay, I don't want to hear your ass talking at yo 20 feet above sea level ass talking to me.
Tory. Okay, Tory.
All right, okay, buddy.
Mister, I live 60 fucking 1,000 miles up the hill. Takes
all
me
right,
40
buddy.
minutes just to get up
Just
there.
because I can see all the way across the valley from where you live.
You do have a great view.
Okay.
I do remember that one time we were hanging out in your pool, and then we all decided to get out and just barefoot walk down the driveway to go see the view. That was lit.
Of course.
That was solid.
What do you
We need more Jackson sleepovers.
Dude,
I don't care if we're adults now and can drive.
Your house is so lit too. I wanna do another like Nerf battle.
Jackson house is just like prime sleepover house for some reason.
I mean,
the Halo house.
Spring break is coming up.
I'm not
I'll be there.
here.
Oh, you can skip class.
No, I'm gonna be.
He has
here.
spring break at the same time as we do, but he's there. But it's just like a day trip, like we should visit you.
Do a sleepover in my room because Vigo won't be here.
Actually, we could get Harry.
1 twin bed, 3 guys. That sounds like a fun night to me.
2 beds, 4 guys.
Tony, sleep. Actually, both of you.
I don't like the separation.
Well, actually, the problem is Jackson's gonna take 1 bed all for himself, and then the 3 of us.
Oh yeah, you share the other bed. Oh, and Tony, I'm taking specifically your bed. You guys share the other bed.
Bitch, no, you're not taking my bed. I got a nice ass mattress topper on this thing.
That's why it's my bed.
A girlfriend. Both of my roommates have had their girlfriends over to spend the night at some point, and that sleep must be horrible. Jamming 2 people into a twin bed Sounds like a horrible night rest.
You wouldn't get it for love.
And I am having a great time. Sprawling out on my twin bed.
You're also like, you could lay like 11 of you into that bed and you'd still have a room.
Yeah, I could practically lay sideways in the twin bed.
No shot.
You're having a great. You're having a great time. You're getting fifth wheeled up there. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm certified third wheel. I third wheel my roommate all the time.
That's okay though.
Somebody should give me like a little placard that says certified third wheeler.
See, it's like third wheeling with Callie and
That's who else I've third wheeled.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Ryan.
I feel like if it's a good third wheel relationship, if the third wheel has a good relationship with the other two people in a relationship, I feel like, it's kind of like, it's fun.
Like, and unless the two people in a relationship are like specifically trying to do something that night, like, what's the problem with having a third? I'm just having a great time.
Yeah.
Normally,
who knows? You could be like the chairman or something.
I'm just here hanging out. I would be the chairman. I would not be the chairman.
What is
I would not be the chairman. You know what we mean by the chairman.
I don't know what you mean by. Oh, wait.
Can I say this on here?
When it clicks.
Let's just say it's a joke about a word rhyming with truck.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah.
My brain thought of something totally different, but like just as bad.
What were we thinking of? That wasn't.
Yeah, no, what are you thinking?
Wait,
All right.
can we say this on here?
Future me, bleep all of this out, but show the reaction.
How does that even make sense?
You said chairman. I thought you were the chair. That's what I thought.
I mean, he was the cuck who sat in the cuck chair, not they do it on top of his body. What? That's not even like. Is that?
I ain't even big enough. I don't have the physical space to do it.
That's not even a threesome. That's like a weird middle ground between a threesome and being a cuck at the same time. Like, you're getting touched, but like. You're not part of the action.
Not the way you want to be touched.
They're not even like focusing on you. They're just on top of you. There's like a bunch of fluids of all different types dropping on top of you, and you're just like you're like the grease pan. You're the grease pan of the relationship. Is that what? How did you even think of that, Tony? That's never been thought of before. Nobody has thought of that.
Especially going off of that, yeah, I've third wheeled Ryan and Callie a few times, but then also I just hung out with Callie a few times as well.
Callie
as well
was,
as of course just hanging out with Ryan
ever.
Ryan's like my.
No, Callie was definitely.
I was Ryan.
Whenever we were talking with Callie, she always said how much she loved
100%.
Ryan.
The fuck are you talking about?
Callie and Ryan are 1 bajillion% in love.
Which are we talking
like,
about?
They're the cutest.
Are we talking about rap?
No.
Ryan's or Callie's girlfriend.
No.
Callie's boyfriend Ryan.
Callie's boyfriend Ryan.
Oh, I forgot that was the thing.
No, yeah. They're I'm killing myself. They break up.
Don't say last name.
Ryan,
God damn it,
Callie,
I had to
no
bleep
problem.
so many last names last episode.
Oh, God damn it. Shit. Okay.
Ryan, Callie, no pressure. I blow my shit off smooth. I drive into the median if you two break up.
I swear.
Man, I feel like hugging a tree today.
What?
You know, hugging a tree with your car? Wrapping your tree around a car?
Wrapping your tree around a car.
Wrapping your car in a tree.
I didn't even catch that.
Bro just thought he was actually like really into nature for a day.
I genuinely thought
when I dragged my tree and I crashed into a car.
He was like, oh, I want to hug a tree today.
I crashed to a car on the side of the road when I'm dragging my tree. Oh my God. Do you think really, really fat witches have to like fly around on trees instead of broomsticks?
They fly around on logs.
They fly around on just dead logs.
A massive log.
The second log is hit the witch's hut.
A massive log to set down my massive hog.
All right.
Oh boy.
Moving
All
on.
right, so swiftly moving on. So Thursday morning, immediately after I recorded the last podcast, I don't have a class until like 12.
I had to edit the fucking podcast for an hour and a half.
Yeah, but I don't have a class until 12 on Thursday, so I got to sleep in. So I got up. I still got up at like 8 before my roommate and everybody. Thursday morning, I decided to do my laundry, as I do on Thursday morning. I go down to the basement, pop my laundry in the dryer, and then I'm like, oh, I kind of got a shit. I go, sit down in the basement toilet, take a shit, beautiful shit. I'll let you know. And then I get back in the elevator, go up to the top floor, go up to my floor, walk down the hall, and I'm like, huh. Usually there's at least like somebody up in the hall and like in the lounge. And then I enter my dorm. Both of my roommates are gone, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. Like 15 minutes ago, they were both here. And then I, sit down, go about my day. And then my roommates come back, and they're like, did you not hear the fire alarm? There was like a massive fire alarm that went off, and we all had to like leave the building and go down to the field. And this was like 45 minutes later. I'd been chilling in my room for like 45 minutes. And they're like, yeah, we were all down on the field. And I'm like, that's why it was so empty this morning. I just genuinely didn't hear the fire alarm down in the basement. I guess it just didn't go off in the basement or something.
But it stopped before you actually went up to the elevator.
Yeah, so I guess it must have went off by the time I like entered the bathroom and left the bathroom in the basement.
Which was
still only like maybe a 5 to 8 minute shit. Like it wasn't a long one.
Cap.
That's a pretty quick shit.
No man.
No, like I'm a pretty quick shitter. No, I'm a pretty quick shitter. I can squeeze one out real quick.
Are you a part of the shitting speedrun community, Pearson?
Yeah, no, I can shit real quick if I have to. So it wasn't that long. But I guess it was like a fire alarm only goes off for maybe like 4 minutes before they turn it off. I don't know. But apparently it went off short enough that I didn't hear it. It's a big problem that it didn't go off in the basement, I guess.
Yeah. Was there a fire or were you fine?
No, it was just a drill apparently.
Oh, okay.
Or actually, I never heard. Because it's a weird time for a drill at 8 in the morning. So I never heard if it was like a drill or somebody like accidentally pulled it and it got shut off. Or like something. And that's also, I forgot to say, that's also why I saw like 2 adult men in like what looked like casual firefighter outfits. Like not the full gear, but like firefighters that are like out of uniform but still in uniform. That's why 2 of them were probably hanging out in the basement. When I like was walking back with my laundry into the elevator, I saw these 2 guys. I was like, hey, good morning. And I get in the elevator and I go up. And so in hindsight, I look back at that and I was like, oh, that's probably why they're in the basement.
These 2 firefighters.
Did they just not say anything to you? They just saw you going back up.
They just saw me leave the bathroom in the basement, go up the elevator. So it must have been like some sort of weird drill, but that's a really horrible time to have it.
That's
at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Because like we had a fire drill last semester, I want to say in like late October, early November, and they announced that they were going to do the fire drill like the week prior, but they didn't tell us what day. Mm-hmm. But everyone knew that it was going to be early in the morning. It was like I think it was like a Friday, like Friday morning. They like literally 8 in the morning, fucking blast the fire alarm, and I wake up and I'm like, oh fuck, I guess it's now. So we all exit the building, and because we're not like a campus, there's no football field. Mm-hmm. We just leave the building and go to the symphony, like across the street, and we just like chill there outside. Like there's just people walking by, and there's just like fucking 100 people in their pajamas just standing out in front, like waiting for the fire alarm to stop. And the fire alarm went on forever. It was like 20 minutes because they literally forced everyone out the building. Like they went.
So we've had other fire alarms, like fire alarm drills, and they've usually always been in the afternoon. And when those go off, the fire alarm's also usually on for like 15 minutes. Yeah. Minimum.
You guys do drills?
And they're usually like announced. Yeah, we have fire alarm drills. And then one day we had an actual fire alarm at 1 in the morning. I don't know if I've told you guys this.
1 in the morning?
Yeah, 1 in the morning. A fire alarm went off. It was like an actual like smoke detector. It's not like a drill. 1 in the morning, so we all have to get up. We're all like tired. My roommate yells, "God, it's so fucking loud!" Like he is. And so we all go down, and we have to sit outside for like an hour because they like didn't know if it was an actual fire because it's not like a drill. So we had to sit outside from like 1 to 2 a.m. in the freezing cold because it's like
Oh yeah.
Freezing out here. I was in a shorts and a t-shirt because that's all I had time was to quickly like throw on some shorts, and like it was miserable. And then we come to figure out that it was some kid in the kitchen burnt spam on the goddamn stove.
Spam.
Wait, why are they putting spam on the stove?
No, he was making spam musubi. As he says he's done many times, but he was like,
clearly not.
The stove down there just like got so hot. So it just like got so hot. Like I'm used to like putting it down, putting my spam on it, and like cooking it up. And he was like, I touched the spam to the pan and it like instantly burnt. It's like,
chemistry majors.
Dude, you're the reason why we had to get up at 1 a.m.
I think my friends and I have almost started the fire alarm multiple times. Not incriminating evidence, but for all the birthdays, because my friend group's decently large. There's like 11 of us, 12 of us, I think. And
it's like 10% of the school.
Yeah, low key. And a lot of us have had our birthdays. So like my roommate's birthday was last month. Another one of my friends was last month. We had a lot of birthdays like the start of the semester. And what we do is we at 11 the night before, we infiltrate their dorm room and we throw a surprise birthday party. That's like the tradition that we've decided to do. The girls get a cake.
The night before?
Yeah, so like at 11, we'll do
be
a surprise.
asleep.
Well, we're kind of like night owls. And so we did it like, so for example, my roommate, like we all, I don't remember what I did. I took him to the 12th floor and we were doing homework. And then my friends were texting me like, okay, we're ready, bring him down. And at that point it was like 11:40. And we go downstairs into my dorm room and we surprise them with a party and we have the cake and we light the cake with candles. And the first birthday party we did was, I think, in November of last semester. And we're like, yay, happy birthday, blow the candles. And you blow the candles, immediately you can see like the smoke from the candles come up and everyone smells it. And we're like, oh, fuck, the fire alarm. So we get like a hat and we put it over the smoke detector and we open, and you guys remember my dorm room, like there's that big window.
Yeah, the windows.
But there's you can only crack open that like tiny little bit of it. So we're like,
oh shit.
Fucking fanning the air out to get it all out. And thankfully we didn't. So now every time we do a birthday party, we're like very diligent because we still do the parties. We just make sure to like not, we move the smoke away.
The smoke out.
I don't even know if that.
I'd be surprised if like just a candle, could set off a fire alarm. I don't know. I guess I don't know exactly.
I don't know.
Fire alarms are.
But we're not gonna try it. But I did almost start the fire alarm on my own because when I took you guys to the Bird and we got curly fries, the
bomb.
I can't wait to sync all these audio files together and realize how out of sync we all really are.
That's the intro clip.
And that's
there's the intro.
But I had leftovers and I had leftover curly fries and I was like, oh yeah. And
okay, buddy. All right, Cal.
Because I microwave frozen food all the time, I'm so used to like throwing shit in for like 3 to 4 minutes and just calling it a day. And
minutes?
So I wasn't.
Oh my god!
Well, because it's like
Tony,
frozen.
are you nuking your food?
It's
Jesus
frozen.
Christ!
Bro should not
do is like 2 minutes. 2 minutes is a lot. 4 minutes is like freaking charred steak in there, bro.
The frozen chow mein you get from Trader Joe's, you put in for 3 minutes, and then you get the sauce.
Frozen stuff makes sense.
Yeah, like frozen food, like because that's what I use. I use frozen food. I throw it in the microwave for like 4 minutes, and I'm just used to doing that. So I wasn't thinking because I think I was on call with like Drew and Kate, and I just put the fries in, put them in for 4 minutes, walk back to my room, and all of a sudden I walk back out because I totally forgot about the fries, and my roommate's like, "Do you smell that?" I was like, "Yeah, what the hell is that smell?" And all of a sudden the microwave starts beeping, and I'm like, oh fuck. And I open the microwave and it's like and the smoke like it's just a cloud. And I was like, fuck. And we're getting like a towel, we're putting it over the smoke alarm and we're like fanning. Dude, I was so worried because it was also like 1 a.m. too. And
oh my god.
And we're like fanning the
repeat
shit out.
what my brother did.
And
my brother's freshman year in the dorms burnt I think it burnt popcorn.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't
at like
popcorn.
1 a.m.
Yeah, it was
and set the
bad.
fire alarm off.
And for like the next 3 days, our room just reeked of burnt curly fries.
Burnt chow mein. Or curly fries.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Dorm room experiences. Am I right, guys? Who lives?
It's a time of your life that you have to live in, but God, I can't wait to be out.
New dorm.
I'll look back at it fondly.
25-pound dumbbell.
25-pound dumbbell.
25-pounder. Nice.
Only one, not two, just one.
Wait, just one? There's not a double?
I don't know why my friend he only bought one 25-pound dumbbell. So he was using that for a while. Now he bought those dumbbells where they have the plate. They're like the plate dumbbells.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I think his is like a 60-pound plate dumbbell. But now he uses those together. So like when I was doing chest today, I was doing like the
Yeah.
And then I was doing squats with them on full weight. I haven't done legs in so long. I genuinely like pulled something a little bit in my left thigh. And then I was doing the calf raises and I was like, I'm doing them. And I'm like, oh, feel the burn. And I'm like, ooh, like I can feel the burn. And it's like not horrible. I finish my set. I put my feet back on the ground and my legs are like fucking like they would not support me. I was like, oh shit.
Like some Cartoon Network show where they're just like,
yeah, no, literally like fucking Rigby's legs from Mordecai and Rigby, like just fucking chicken legs. I was like, oh nah.
I said from Mordecai and Rigby, like that was the name of the show, and not from regular
just
show.
for our listeners who don't understand, so they can go Google Mordecai and Rigby and watch the best TV show of your life.
Oh my God,
Gumball's better.
Okay, it goes well.
Amazing World of Gumball is by far peak Cartoon
Honestly,
Network show.
I think Adventure Time is the best, personally.
Amazing World of Gumball, regular show, Adventure Time.
Regular show, Gumball.
I think regular show, Amazing World of Gumball, Adventure Time. To be fair, I didn't watch Adventure Time until over COVID. And I just didn't like it as much.
I watched Adventure Time really late, which could be why, but like, I don't know. I also watched.
How much did you watch? Did you watch the whole thing, or did you watch?
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
okay.
I've watched like every episode.
But like watching, like I watched regular show when it was coming out, and that show was just a fever dream, start to finish. And then I watched Amazing World of Gumball a little bit later, and even though I was late to the Gumball party, I still really liked it, and I enjoyed it. And then I watched Adventure Time after, and I was like, it's like all right. And now Smiling.
I mean. A lot of people will probably say like, why can't rate Adventure Time having watched it like in high school?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still think I even watched like Gumball still throughout high school as a little nerd I was, and it was still hilarious.
If you watched them all three together, like back when you're like airing and you had to watch them like out of order, out of sync, just randomly whenever they popped up, having those three like back to back to back, just sporadically mixed through there was peak. That was like peak television watching back before streaming services.
Well, because Disney XD was like, it started with like a really early Disney XD was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Teen Titans Go. Like those two shows were on together. And then it was like, yeah. And then it transitioned from those to like it was like Amazing World of Gumball, Adventure Time, and what was the other one? Steven Universe. It was like a little later. Steven Universe.
I never liked
this is Cartoon Network.
That's Cartoon Network, by the way, not Disney XD.
Well, like the cartoons, like that was that era, you know.
Disney XD, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon.
Yeah, and Nickelodeon were like
was coming out, and Gravity Falls.
And it was what for DirecTV? It was $2.98, $2.99, and $300.
Oh my!
300 was Nickelodeon.
It was $3.95.
300 was Nickelodeon.
Adult Swim was always $2.96. I remember that one. $2.96, $2.97 was Adult Swim Cartoon Network.
Nice.
It started at $2.95. No, I remember. I used to watch Doc McStuffins on $2.90.
Damn.
Back in my day.
But and then the era after that was when I stopped really watching it because it was like Breadwinners, Sanjay and Craig. Sanjay and Craig was pretty good. I actually really liked Sanjay and Craig.
Sanjay and Craig, I've never heard.
It's the kid.
I've heard of like Craig in the Creek.
It was a different show.
And then Uncle Grandpa started coming out, and after Uncle Grandpa, I stopped. I didn't really I didn't care.
Dude, Johnny Test. Johnny Test was peak.
Oh my God!
Is he the guy with the
Johnny
huge
Test?
Is that who I'm thinking of?
No, that's Johnny Bravo. That's Johnny Bravo.
I was close.
That came out a while ago.
Johnny Test with the two
with the dog.
absolute fine.
With the dog and
Sisters.
I forgot about this.
Sisters, yeah.
I never
I
saw this.
specify that as a child. That was my opinion.
Oh, and
I don't know.
Phineas
Johnny Test was like
now.
Phineas Ferb is lit.
Oh, Phineas Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb also peak. I think that's like peak Disney Channel show.
Yeah.
And then I mean, you had all the like live action shows that were also goated.
Jesse,
I never watched those.
Jesse, where my Jesse fans at?
Jesse was okay. I was personally a Thundermans and an iCarly fan.
iCarly was good. What about Henry Danger? Any Henry Danger enjoyers?
Henry Danger.
Yeah.
Thundermans, iCarly, Henry Danger was like peak live action television shows as a kid.
Wasn't there a guy that directed all those shows who was like really into feet and like really creepy?
Oh yeah, the director of iCarly was like hella weird.
I never watched Drake and Josh, but I heard it was great.
I never watched any of the live action shows. I was always a cartoon like hound.
Yeah. And Teen Titans Go. I watched a lot of Teen Titans Go, SpongeBob.
That's your kind.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have this conversation without mentioning SpongeBob.
Yeah.
SpongeBob's just a go.
All right,
on a different level.
That's not making it into the podcast.
It's just on a different level than all of it.
What did you say, Tony?
I was trying to do a SpongeBob impression.
I can't do it. I can't do it good.
Where's the leak, ma'am?
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Oh God.
He's just standing there.
Menacingly. All right.
We can have a whole episode of just quoting SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, yeah. It's so sad. Like you always meet those people who are like, my parents never let me watch SpongeBob as a kid, and you can just tell.
That's just sad.
Like
you can just tell they're weird. They're just weird.
I know they somehow turned out weirder, like because they didn't
weird.
watch SpongeBob as a kid.
It's like the Christian homeschooled kids, as well. They're like similar to those people. They're just weird.
No, they're not. They're the perfectly normal functioning members of society.
Said
Wait,
the guy
you're
with
gonna
the,
smell
said
that you
the
watch
guy with the-
SpongeBob?
said,
I never watched SpongeBob because I didn't like it.
bruh, SpongeBob was so good.
Actually, I don't know if I knew SpongeBob existed. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I pretty much only watched Cartoon Network shows.
You could show me. I've probably seen every episode of SpongeBob like twice or 3 times.
I mean, I've for sure seen every episode of season 1 at least like 5 times.
Yeah.
Future.
I've seen bits and pieces.
I'm sure I've seen a lot of season 2. And for some reason, I remember watching season 4. I think for some reason because we had bought it on like Amazon Prime Video, and I would only watch season 4 for a while. So I've seen a lot of those episodes, and then everything else I've at least seen once, if not like twice.
Yeah. It was just always on. Like
just,
who you call him, Pinhead? You know, like it was just. It's just I love.
Yeah, SpongeBob was like always on Nickelodeon, and then Teen Titans Go is just always on Cartoon Network.
Buns, patty, pickle, cheese, or buns, ketchup, pickle, cheese. Put the patty in between his burger.
What? It's burger. What? When the giant kaiju versus mecha fight of Beast Boy and Cyborg.
Oh my God.
Beast Boy was burritos. Cyborg was burgers. Cyburger.
Did they ever? I forget. Did Raven and Beast Boy ever like actually get together, or am I just hallucinating that? Because I know Beast Boy had like a fat crush on Raven, and I know there was like fan.
I remember that, but I also didn't watch that many episodes.
Did you watch the original Teen Titans?
Yes, but I don't remember a lot of it. But I have seen the original Teen Titans.
Basically, yeah, pretty much. Beast Boy and Raven are like. It's complicated because you have like.
You would ask me as a child.
You have Terra in there as well.
Stinky anime. Ew. Why would I watch that? Ew. No.
Yeah.
Ew.
Says the One Piece enjoyer.
I don't watch One Piece.
Bro watched Titanfall. I mean, Attack on Titan. If they watched Titanfall anime, that would go so hard.
Speaking of Titanfall,
Attack on Titan, so peak though.
Apex Legends is like making a comeback. I keep seeing it.
No, they fell off, especially this past like few months. They fell off, and then they've double fell off in the past like 2 months.
Really? Because I'm just getting a huge uptick of it on all of my feeds. Like I get Apex videos now. I see more.
I mean, I get a lot of Apex videos because I still occasionally play Apex.
But like I never look for Apex stuff. It just shows up on my like Instagram and my thing, and like YouTube's recommending me Apex videos now, and I'm like, I haven't played Apex in ages.
That's probably the last hurrah. They're
I still get a lot of YouTube stuff. or a lot of Apex stuff. I watch Nicewig on occasions when he's streaming. He streams like almost only Apex content.
Yeah.
Same thing with like I occasionally watch Caution, another goated Apex streamer. So I get Apex content pretty regularly still, and I play it occasionally, but it like has fallen off in the past few months, like big time.
All years people complaining about like, you know, I don't know, weird server issues, bugs, people hacking
like,
sometimes.
The problem with Apex, I think the like good part, but also the main problem with Apex is they're like the competitive scene. Like Apex competitive scene has both like boosted Apex and given it longevity, but it's also destroyed Apex because now they can't like change anything. Like they can't change anything like fundamentally about the game because then it would just destroy the competitive scene. So like they're kind of locked into a path of like if they can't keep adding characters because then it's like hard for new players to learn. Right. You then have like Rainbow Six's problem where there's so many characters to learn that it's like hard for new players to get in. But also like if you stop adding stuff, then it like takes away from all of the like people that play it. Like they don't get any more content. Yeah. Same thing with guns. Like if you have way too many guns lying around, then it's just going to be like
that looks cool. Like it's a snowball's chance in hell to get the right gun to actually make a good build. Like if you have like 100 guns in the game, what are the odds you're going to get get the gun that you know you want the most? There's a good chance in Apex game you can at least see every single gun at least once somewhere. If you have 100 guns, the likelihood of you getting like the peak gun in the game it's not going to happen. Especially the metas and how they keep changing and reworking stuff. Like it's basically just down to much more random chance rather than kind of skill, which you have to base after. Why are you tweaking, Pearson? What's going on?
Yeah, but that's I think the one and only thing I think Fortnite's done good is just the fact that they keep switching it up.
I think that's like a flaw, and because like the one thing that Apex did that I personally don't like, but I know is a good decision game design wise, was like how they like roll out the guns. You know, they'll put the Mastiff in the airdrop. Like when they were doing that, I thought that was really fun because
I mean they are still doing that, but like
but like it was like what season 4 when they were when they threw the Mastiff into the care package. Like it made it really exciting to find that gun. And like be like, oh, I got the Mastiff. Like before, I never cared about picking up the Mastiff, but now that it was a red item, I'm like, ooh, shiny. You're good.
I think the Mastiff originally was a care package gun alongside the Kraber, and then it changed about like season 5. I think it became a part of the regular loot pool around like 5 or 6.
I think,
and then sometimes it would get rotated back
in the regular loot pool. I think the Mastiff was originally a loot pool weapon. I could be wrong,
I'm pretty sure I just have to. I think it was the Mastiff and the Kraber. I think the Kraber's always been a care package weapon because Kraber. But I think the Mastiff was like paired alongside it.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember a time for a long time it was like that. And then like
I think it was I remember at the beginning of the first 5 seasons, and then after that it like started becoming like kind of in and out rotation.
Yeah, I remember when they put the Prowler in the care package, and I was really sad because the Prowler was like my favorite weapon for a really long time. But they put the attachment on the Prowler that made it automatic.
And so it's like fire. Yeah,
that thing was nuts. That thing was insane.
I remember when I first got the game, the Prowler was like the one thing I liked using. It was either the Prowler or the Peacekeeper. I freaking when I saw the game come out, I wanted the Prowler. Also because it kind of looked like the Halo assault rifle, but like miniaturized. But oh my god, that thing was so fun to use.
Yeah,
the R301's just
the R301. I was always a Mastiff R99 guy. I liked the close quarters build.
Dude, I just recently when I was playing like 2 months ago, last time I played, have realized the absolute power of the charge rifle. I used to hate that thing with a passion.
Really?
I used to hate the thing with a passion, and then I had like one good game with it. And it changed my mind. I now love the thing. If I ever find it, I instantly pick it up.
Yeah. Well, remember when they added the L-Star? When they first put the L-Star in the game, and it was like
season 1, I think.
No, it was
season 2. It was season 2.
No, it was pretty early. It was like season 2, I think.
Yeah, season 2. Season 1 they added the Havoc. Season 2 they added the L-Star.
The Havoc wasn't a launch weapon because I didn't play.
No,
I don't remember the L-Star being that early, but I didn't play because we all started playing Apex in like what 6th, 7th grade. It was alongside.
Yeah,
the
we started
BO4
playing in 7th grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I think we ended BO4 by playing Apex, and then we ended Apex by playing.
You guys ended BO4. I started playing Apex with you guys because I never got BO4.
Yeah, because we were playing
and
Fortnite and BO4 a ton, and then we were getting really bored of Fortnite, and that's when Apex dropped, and we were like, yes, new battle royale, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, because they were the first to do respawns too, which was like big at the time.
And we sucked. Like we were bad.
We were bad.
And we were the worst. Do you remember Julie and I? Like you, me, and Julie.
Tony, I will never forget that our first win together. Our first win. It was you, me, and Julie, and when we were fighting the very last squad, you two were pushing like the other two guys. And me with my Kraber playing Pathfinder.
Oh, I do remember that.
Midair, I grappled, slid, and hit around. I was like flying midair after hitting a rock, and I no-scoped a guy beneath me with my Kraber, and I was just like,
Dude,
I was freaking the hell out. Holy shit, I should have fucking clipped.
That shit right now. Clip that shit.
And we still won the game too. And it was like, that was probably that was the peak of my life. Ever since then, it's been downhill. That was the greatest high of my life.
7th grade.
I will say, Apex Legends was one of those like awesome games to play. I feel like it was a very defining game for the games I would end up enjoying the most now.
I as much as I hate hero shooters nowadays, I still just like kind of love hero shooters.
I think.
To an extent.
I honestly
Apex,
wouldn't consider
OG
Apex
Overwatch
a hero shooter that much, though.
I mean, it's not like
objective.
It's not like the normal like 6v6 or 5v5 hero shooter like Overwatch or Marvel Rivals now, but it's still like in the hero shooter vein of having different legends in their case.
Apex never felt like it was hindered by the character's abilities. Like Valorant, Overwatch, and Marvel Rivals, the problem for me, at least, especially because coming from like 6 years of playing Overwatch, was like, sometimes the abilities felt like they were getting in the way. You know, like you're playing Roadhog or you're playing against a Roadhog and he's stimming, like he's huffing that stuff like it's galaxy gas and just will not die. You know, or like Widowmaker one-shotting people with full charge rifles, which is like, it makes sense. But there was always balancing problems. And I felt like Apex never had like, at least with the characters, there wasn't a big balance issue, except that they reworked Pathfinder a million times. But like,
they just kept having to nerf Pathfinder.
Yeah, he's too strong. He's too good.
But like,
Grapple's
you know,
too
like it felt like there was ways to work. Like it made it like interesting. Like the abilities were interesting. They weren't annoying. Like whenever you were playing, like, you know, in a match and you'd come across like a Bangalore and she starts throwing down the missiles, it's like, oh fuck, we gotta move. You know, it wasn't like, oh, we're dead. It's like, oh, we gotta move. And if you had a Gibby, it's like, all right, throw down the Gibby bubble, you know, get to cover. And it was like fun situations. Or if you're playing like movement characters like Octane or Pathfinder, it made it even better. And you could like use your teams. Like they did the abilities really well.
I mean, that also, like, I do think they definitely did the abilities really well, but that also could just be the level that we're playing at the games. Like, we took Overwatch, I wouldn't say seriously, but we were just a lot better at Overwatch, so we were playing in more competitive lobbies. Whereas Apex, we were always playing quick play or, like, in really, really, really low competitive lobbies, like bronze all the time. So then it's just, like, the abilities are more fun than they are, like, competitive advantage or disadvantage.
It was also,
I will say, though, I think that a lot of the reason why Apex felt so good was because all right, bear with me for a second here. I'm going to be complaining a lot. Is that it really was just taken from Titanfall. All the Apex abilities are just Titanfall abilities, but reworked into certain characters and stuff. And that's why they worked so well, is because they already had framework to work off of. And the difference between Apex and other like hero shooters, even though Apex isn't really one, is because Apex relies on everyone having the same weapon pool while your abilities make you different. Because the abilities weren't the biggest driver in the fights, even though they helped a lot and they could determine fights a lot of the time, and they do. It was more about your skill with the gunplay rather than actually being, I don't know, fucked over by a Widowmaker that you just didn't see or because like the thing is, it's a lot more about actually It's a lot more about skill rather than.
There was no Junkrat sitting in the corner aiming at the same spot.
Then overtuned characters. It is more about skill than exploits, rather.
Yeah.
It was more about meta in how well you could hit your shots rather than meta and about how fucking broken your team build was.
Yeah, because
like you can play any team build you want, and you can be successful no matter what, as long as you can manage your gunfights. You can still have fun as your main. You don't have to counterpick in that game. Overwatch, you have to counterpick if you want to do good. In Apex, you like a character, you can play them. You like playing Octane, you can just do whatever. Is he the greatest? Maybe he has flaws, sure, but you can have fun playing him because it's about the gunplay that matters.
Right.
Well, it's also just you also can't pick. You can't counterpick 60-player lobby.
Yeah. But,
but
even so, like I was watching a clip of Apex the other day, and it was a Watson like solo 1v3 a team. And it was like really interesting to watch because the Watson is like clearly really good with their fences. Like they know how to use their fences. And the other team, like the reason the Watson won that fight was not because of the fences. It was because they had awesome gunplay and movement tech, you know, and that's what that's
Apex
what made them
movement
better.
tech. I love it. I love Apex movement tech so much.
It wasn't like I never felt like in Apex I died because I like the ability killed me, you know. Like I can't remember a time where like, you know, maybe like Omen ult was the only one that maybe sometimes I was like, you know, they had the ult, but even then it was like their aim was better most of the time, or they had better positioning. Like, but in Overwatch, it's like you die and it's like they just diva ulted me. You know, like what do you do against that? But like there was nothing like that in Apex. It always felt like there was like a ladder to climb on the skill range, and not like, oh, Orissa's just broken, so we're gonna play Orissa on tank, even though I want to play, you know, Reinhardt, but I can't play Reinhardt because it's a Reaper, or like like if Winston was ever in the team comp and someone picked Reaper on the other team, like Winston's just not working, you know.
Yeah, like with rebalancing, it's not like, you know, because like Overwatch 2, they took Bastion out for the first like 2 weeks because his balancing was busted.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to do that for Apex because the balancing is busted. Okay, sure, maybe they're a bit annoying to fight against, but you can still play just fine.
Right.
They just
it was always at least at our skill level.
Yeah. I mean, we did. I remember like in the later years, we did do pretty good. Like we were winning a decent rate.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, of course, at the competitive level, everything's going to be slightly exploited. And I've like know a little bit about competitive Apex, but like recently with the whole like support meta is like everybody's running triple support because double shielding's like so crazy. So like there is still gonna be that. But again, I think it's only really at the like super competitive level.
Yeah.
Whereas some other games, it's like even at the like mediocrely competitive level like we were at, it's still like only the meta is playable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you said too, it's because the competitive level is just because it's so much more focused on the casual level that most people play at, that the devs work around competitive at that highest level rather than the main level you work at. Because if you change a character based on how they're doing the competitive scene, like all of the pro players are complaining about it, it's going to screw over all the people who just like playing for fun and aren't too serious about it.
The hard part
happens with a lot of competitive games.
Yeah, but the hard part with those competitive games is that that's a big part of their market, you know, the EA or like the esport, you know, is like there's a lot of people playing that esport. I don't really know how much money I don't know if they make that much money from the esports, but like that's a big part of Apex now is Apex esports, you know. And so as a dev, it kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you kind of have to cater to the like professional level.
Yeah.
But I mean is it working? Apex is falling apart and they're kind of just
I mean, yeah, Apex is falling apart for many reasons, and part of it is because of the competitive scene and like them being stuck in having to somewhat keeping the competitive scene.
I also think it's just live service creep.
And
honestly. Like I think
they also, but then it's also falling apart just because purely they decided to like milk every last dollar from their players and made everything cost money. So like it's not just the competitive scene, but like they had a lot of other
problems. Did Apex come out in 2019, 2018?
I can look it up.
Let me look it up. Because it's been around.
2018 would be when we were in 7th grade.
Apex Legends.
Because we graduated 2020. So 2018-19 is our 7th grade year. I'm pretty sure. If I did the quick maths in my head correctly.
It launched on Steam in 2020.
Okay, but it was probably February 2020, which was wait, really?
No, it must have come out. Well, it was on Origin before that for a long time.
Yeah.
But it launched on Steam in November 4th of 2020.
I think it came out 2019, and then maybe it came out on Steam like a year later.
It was 18 or 19. It was one of those.
Let me look it up. Apex Legends. Apex Legends was released February 4th, 2019.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Is when it launched.
So it's been around for 6 years now, which is kind of a while for a game like that.
Yeah, and I think it's just live service creep too. Like, I mean, Overwatch I think suffered with that immensely. Is just the fact that like with a live service game where the whole part of it is you're updating, you're creating a story. You know, the map changes all the time. You know, like Kings Canyon is like to us is classic. You know, Kings Canyon was the
old Kings Canyon is classic.
Yeah. Old Kings Canyon, yeah.
And then
School Town.
But then they played the city. Remember the giant city that they had with the snow map?
Yeah, like Fragment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And then they had the like Olympus map where you had the futuristic.
Olympus goated though.
Yeah.
Love
and like
Olympus.
Even those maps were way later in the field, but then they have to add new guns and you have to add new champs, which is like that's hard. And especially when the game gets really competitive that way, you know, you get that like live service issue, especially when they're milking you for money all the time, where it's like people aren't going to play it for that long, you know?
Yeah.
It's
just a game purely can't have a lifespan forever.
Yeah. I mean, there's very few games that have been able to last that long, especially the only one I can think of is League that has a long and lasting competitive scene that's still going. Yeah. But League has cemented itself because there's over 100 champs in that game.
And that is the exact problem with League is because they've gone that path of like keep adding people to keep their player base like involved. Right. It's now just like it's really hard to get into League.
Yeah, and that's why one of the big problems
as joining, like as trying to somewhat join it, as I've played it a few times.
Oh my god,
like, you have no clue. I mean, you can get good at a champion, and to pick the champion, you can't try out all of them, of course. You just kind of have to pick one that you're somewhat like and get good at them. But then in terms of like, you have no clue what the other champion's going to do. You have no clue what all of the items do. So like, you kind of have to like look up what item builds for the first long time. And then still like trying to counterpick is like impossible because you have no clue.
I think that League has the worst problem with counterpicking because it hurts the most in the League when you're getting counterpicked. Overwatch, you get counterpicked, it's rough.
You can always switch.
But like
you can switch
you play.
That's also because like Overwatch still has like aim involved. Like League of course has skill, but like it's about playing your legend more than it is like something like
more
aim, which is like
strategy
universal.
than like skill tech. Yeah.
But also,
I also think. I'm sorry. Go for it.
Like League did a really good job managing its like live service creep by focusing on one aspect to update, which was almost always the champions. The items too, like the champions and the items. I mean, basically were the only.
Because they basically never changed the map.
The map has almost never changed. It's until recently that the map has started to actually change. You know?
I think outside of like when it was first being like kind of built up so it looked, not like shit.
Right.
it looked better. At that point, like you had like a block of like the majority of the game's lifespan until now where you have the Noxus season, like kind of a red looking map. It was the red map, this basic map, and then the early beta map basically.
Yeah. Like they're only now starting to really change the look of the map, change the way the map plays and like and add champs. But that's pretty much all they ever did was add items, change items, add champs. And so I think they did it well because if you look at another game like Overwatch, for example, always adding new maps, always adding new champions, and always changing how those champions play, the game was cycling phases so fast where nothing really stayed the same, Whereas like League Garen's been Garen since the dawn of time, and their way of beating Garen has been, let's make a champ that'll just kick Garen's ass kind of thing. And that came with its own issues, but I think League figured out a way to really solve that by focusing on just very small aspects. Where, like, you know, Apex, for example, new guns, new map, new champs.
Yeah.
You know,
and I do think, League just somehow has built its like own niche. Because like any other game, any other game tried to just not ever change the map and just have the same map the whole time, it's like that just like won't work in today's.
And I also think League, because the game itself is so intricate in the way you play it, changing the map, like if they changed the way the lanes worked, it wouldn't work. The game wouldn't work. The game is built for that map and that map layout, and they can do some things like, you know, add the monsters, the edges that they did for the Noxus season. I forget what they're called.
Otacon.
Yeah. Like they added Otacon and you know, the dragons in the jungle, but like they're never gonna make it like 4 lanes. You know, like that's not League. League is those huge. 3 lanes. But like Overwatch, if all we ever did was play on Temple of Anubis, it would have gotten old. You know.
I also think League is it's very unique compared to the rest of the games right now. You know, in the space.
Well, it's just the like only. I'm probably gonna get flamed for saying this, but it's like really the only big MOBA.
That and Dota 2. Although Dota 2, I think Dota 2, the problem with that is it's much more complicated than League, so it's less easy. It's even harder to get into. Whereas,
Smite,
you know,
didn't Smite just drop? I think they're working on a new Smite.
They are?
Yeah, I think Smite 2 is out. I want to say it's in early access right now. Yeah, Smite 2.
But what was I getting to? I was saying League's niche is a lot different, especially compared to, you know, the super popular games right now are kind of shooters. They've kind of been for at least a little bit, multiplayer-wise.
Yeah.
You know, like Call of Duty, Apex, even Overwatch, even kind of Marvel Rivals too, which you have to actually, like, you know, focus skill tech. Whereas I feel like League and MOBAs in general are a lot more strategy-based. It's almost like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say this. It's almost like a weird type of RTS. You know what I'm saying?
I interrupt you, Jackson, but Pearson is frozen in the funniest.
I'm back.
He's back. Okay.
Yeah, but like
I was scared and alone there for a while.
League can have people who don't want to have to, like, you know, get good at, I don't know, slide canceling in Call of Duty or like Twitch, aiming, shooting, and just want to kind of, I don't know, think about what they're doing more, get more time to react to do stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like almost in a more casual way, but at the same time, the more they play it, the more hardcore they get into it, and it becomes like min-maxing. It's hard to explain for me, but you know what I'm saying? It's more about strategy than it is text and skill and all that.
Yeah.
Which is like, there's still a lot of tech and skill to go behind League, but as a casual player, I think it takes way longer to understand. Like, we started playing League January of 2 years ago, like 2023 January was when I started getting really into League, and I didn't really understand the game well until like May, even June was when I started to be like, okay, I get how League works. Not like, oh, I know how to build items. Oh, I know how a character works. No, I just understand how the game works. You know, how people play. Like, it took ages to understand that and to get over that first like hump of like, what characters do you like? How to play against people? Just even fighting every champion once.
Oh yeah.
Like probably 2023. It took like a whole year to fight every champion at least once. You know.
Yeah.
There's still probably like a champion or two I have not seen yet.
Yeah. Well, me and Jackson have been playing for far less than you have.
Yeah, and
I think.
I only started playing,
but
really?
I didn't play as. I think I started playing a couple months after Tony did, because he kind of got us into it after that.
No,
but I
really you started playing. You didn't start playing before I did. You came far after me.
No, I started in 2023 because remember we were playing with Ryan back then. You know.
But
we only started 2024. I only started playing League. Literally end of senior year.
You started
like the last month of senior year.
You started playing League with us, Jackson, summer of senior year.
Yeah, so I joined like the last month or two of senior year, and I thought you joined like midsummer.
Yeah,
or like maybe like end of senior year.
Because Drew and I started playing League together January of 2023 because I was dating a girl at the time who, or no.
Yeah, and you got us into it, and I started playing. Yeah. I started getting into it with you guys.
No,
I remember that. No. I was there. I remember you talking about it, and you
Jackson,
like kind
no
of.
way you were. Maybe I'm
no because I played it for a little bit, and then I stopped for a while, and then
I have the clip of you playing League for the first time though. It's on. It's in like my folder somewhere of you playing Malphite.
Bring up the receipts. I got to see this.
I don't know where it is right now, but like
I just thought.
Okay.
I mean,
Ryan was the one that got me into it. Well, like I only got into it because Ryan and Drew were playing it, and that was like end of senior year, like the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks of senior year.
And then we played it like all the way through the summer. Like it was League and Siege were the only two things.
Well, I stopped playing games over the summer because I thought Ryan was still in the Discord.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of off for a while.
So me and Jackson took a break like most of the middle of the summer.
Right.
And then we came back, and I thought that's when Jackson kind of started up.
Yeah, it was around that time.
Or maybe he played a few games. Maybe he played a few games before. But
if I didn't start in 2023, I know I'd at least started by spring of 2024. Because I remember the last game I played with Ryan when we were playing League, I was playing Pantheon, and I got that last kill, and I got the inhibitor. Well, everyone else was dead. Not the inhibitor. I got the.
Yeah,
Nexus
you definitely joined hella late because I remember you playing Pantheon top lane, and that was like the only player.
Yeah, but that was
I had played at least late 2023 then, because I remember I played Pantheon before that as well. For a short amount of time.
But I didn't even touch Nunu and Willamp until 2024, and you were playing with us.
Yeah, and we were only. We only were playing.
No.
Yeah, Tony was already a goat at Nunu
and Willamp. I was playing with you when you started playing that.
Yeah, but
when he started playing,
you had started playing Nunu.
I started playing, I think, right after you stopped doing York Jungle.
What? No.
Remember when you played York Jungle?
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that right after you stopped. I think you started moving on to Nunu and Willamp. But you tried to get me into. Tony. Remember, you tried to get me into my first game, it was me and Malphite, 2 Malphites.
Right.
After that, you tried to get me into Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser, yeah.
I think I tried a few more champions after that, and I stuck Pantheon for a while. I still didn't know how to play the game, didn't know how to build items anywhere.
I was already pretty established on Nunu.
But 2023 was junior year.
Yeah.
We weren't playing League junior year.
No,
we weren't playing League junior year of high school, Jackson.
Drew and I were playing League, and my ex-girlfriend at the time were playing League together. I was solo playing League junior year for most of spring.
I mean, of course don't know what you were doing, Jackson, but I don't think we were playing. You and me were playing League junior year. I at least know I was.
Tony,
playing
you got to find the date of that video of me and
Jackson,
Malphite.
I know that clip is like June or July of 2024, though, because
no, it is not June or July of 2024.
That's what I'm saying. That's I think when Jackson started.
Tony, Jackson, you don't.
I didn't go into Tony.
Jackson, I have folders of every clip that I record, and I date them by years. And I know that clip is a 2024 clip because all of my 2023 clips are locked away in a 5 terabyte hard drive disk. And I've seen that clip multiple times in the past like month. I go back and look at the clips often. And that was
the date on the clip. Can you find the date in the clip itself? Okay, you have to check that because I'm telling you.
We'll check this after, and we'll edit it into the pod and see.
Tony,
I'm telling you, my vote is that Jackson didn't start playing till like June of 2024.
No, guys, I need you to understand this.
May or June of 2024.
Please, I need you to understand. I didn't play games with you guys after like spring break of 2024. Okay, I dropped off Discord after that.
But I wasn't.
I don't know why I did. I just did.
Maybe I guess I wasn't playing with you because I didn't play games most of spring term my senior year until like the very.
I didn't come back on with you guys until I want to say October of last year.
Yes.
No, it wasn't that late.
No, because I started playing again. No, yeah, because I started playing again after Tony's birthday party, and I think that's also when Jackson came back because that's when I realized.
Because you did.
That's when I realized that.
Ryan.
Oh wait, Ryan's
I think I popped
gone.
up like once or twice, but I really only came back full. Like I actually brought myself back into you guys after you and me, Pearson, started playing Apex together, and we kind of like grouped up with a group.
I never
back
played
in
it. When I play Apex Legends, I haven't played Apex Legends in years, bro.
Jackson's smoking something crazy.
No, Pearson. Remember when the OG map came back? Remember when I was talking about the angle of the sun on the map and how the time of day.
You understand that was like literally 3 months ago.
Yeah, that was like October.
Yeah, that was 3 months ago.
October is like
bro. It's March.
October is 6 months ago, buddy.
Okay, four or 5 months ago.
Maybe.
But I was already in college at that point.
Oh my god.
I was already here.
Yeah, because I was at your house for the going away with Drew and Lucas, and I still wasn't back in playing games with you guys full time.
Okay, don't say it.
But at that point, I don't mean full time.
On a
we'll figure it out.
Please, God, I'm telling you, I started playing League in 2023.
If we're going off of that logic, I started playing League way back in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Okay,
I played like 3 games. I played like 3 games back when I was at Tony's. When I was at Tony's grandparents' house, because Tony would only play Minecraft with his girlfriend.
All right,
and I was so bored sitting at his house.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
And I played 3 games of League. I was forced to play 3 games.
I'm gonna end this episode here.
Oh wait, hang on.
Throw some incriminating allegations at me for things that never happened back in middle school.
Never happened.